Mthokazi kaNdaba nina ondlela zimhlophe. Sesifikile njalo siyiMathuleni Broadcasting Corporation. Sithanda ukuthi silethulele ama proceedings omcimbi obumkhulu kakhulu uMgubho wokugujwa kosuku lwenkosi uMzilikazi kaMatshobana. Bekusindwe ngobethole uyabona ke izolo. Wisimangaliso ngiyathemba ukuthi namhlanje lizo kholisa kakhulu lokho elizokubona namhlanje kuzoba injabulo kuzoba intokozo ngoba ke kuhluku kubona abantu bakithi behlangene bedibene bebambene beyimbumba okubonike kuyinto enhle kakhulu njalo siyayigqugquzela ngazo zonke izikhathi nginguthulani wakaNkala ngithi nanko ke esiliphathele khona
Bekusindwe East koBulawayo in Zimbabwe. In his company is uMgubho uMaskosana. Asamkeleni induna yethu.
Hello. Oh my goodness, it's rather loud. Hello everybody. Hello. I hope everyone is having fun or had fun today. It looks like it's a wonderful day, it's a good gathering. It was quite interesting to see the people that came together today. Just to see what kind of people and where they came from, and indeed what event have been putting together. Is that right? Is that okay? Yeah? That's great. Maybe the mic was too far away. I won't keep you long. It's been a long day. Traveling has been difficult. So really, it's just a quick little speech to yourselves here. I've put something together which I'm sure some of you will get on your phones, on your WhatsApps, and the likes. What I put together for you is something that's going to resonate with what uMzilikazi Day is about. It's going to resonate with what King uMzilikazi kaMatshobana is all about. So I hope that it's going to be useful to you, that you'll find it useful for yourselves, and indeed to pass on to the next generation, so that we know exactly where we come from and who we are. But before I start my speech in earnest, and it won't be a long speech, I cannot stand up in front of you here without observing protocol, without observing what my responsibilities are as a chief. I have a king. And in having a king, no matter where I am, so long as I'm standing for that king, I need to greet that king. And so I'm going to ask the menfolk, to repeat after me a traditional greeting to His Majesty. It is a traditional greeting to His Majesty. The womenfolk, the ladies, can also join in, but in better circumstances, they will be either sitting down or kneeling on the floor, but preferably sitting down. That's the normal protocol. And so I'll begin the greeting to His Majesty King Bulelaniga Lopengula Kumalo uMzilikazi Mashobana. Repeat after me. Repeat after me. Ngangezwe. 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 weNkosi goes into that somewhat and gives you more. Gives you more. Because I will come back to you, and in time with His Majesty also. And it will be right and fitting that he's greeted well. Our story, our journey as a people begins way back in the hill of the ghosts, KwaZulu-Natal, right next to the Ndwandwe nation. Ndwandwe nation with His Majesty's there, uMzilikazi. That is where the journey began. With uKhumalo, uNtunga, in his homestead, as also a reigning chief. They lived there together. uMzilikazi was of the bigger nation. And in time, Khumalo became a little concerned that uMzilikazi was spreading his wings too far. And in that regard, he sought help. He went to the kingdoms of the Mtetwas, the Nyambosis, and said, "Can I seek some help and assistance?" King Nyambosi, King Tetwa, Dingiswayo agreed to that. And so we had two kingdoms coming together to face off another kingdom, uMzilikazi. King Dingiswayo kaMtetwa, kaNyambosi, in his ranks was Shaka Zulu. Shaka Zulu was a young man at that stage. He had not grown up to the Shaka Zulu everybody knows. He was under the wing of the Tetwa monarchy. And so when battle commenced, you had the three monarchies fighting. Two of the monarchies ganging up on one monarchy. As luck would have it, King uMzilikazi maintained his territory and defeated King Dingiswayo kaMtetwa kaNyambosi. He was killed in battle. Likewise also, the Khumalo monarchy there at that time was killed in battle. Shaka Zulu was swift. He evaded capture and went out into the other Khumalo monarchies to seek protection. He sought protection and he was given protection. But by that time, the anger-filled uMzilikazi was looking for him. And one of the Khumalo monarchies that was killed was the father of uMzilikazi, kaMatshobana. He was Khumalo Mashobana. When you look at Ndebele monarchy surnames or Zulu monarchy surnames, they point a finger at the first name of that monarch. Just like what you have in scripture, in Bible, whereby they will say, Jesse, the son of James. John, the son of Paul. Peter, the son of John. Likewise, in our culture, it's the same, whereby that's how we denote the things. And so at that very time, the young uMzilikazi kaMatshobana had grown up. He was in charge of his own monarchy. He joined hands with Shaka Zulu. They still had a vendetta against uMzilikazi of the Ndwandwe nation. It was unfinished business. And so, once again, they engaged uMzilikazi of the Ndwandwe nation. He was long in the tooth. He had seen many battles, but he could still hold his own. But there was more to this picture, because in the friendship between Shaka Zulu and uMzilikazi kaMatshobana, there was a rivalry. They were both good fighters. They were both good in war. They could both hold their own. So that rivalry was there. That tension was there. A dangerous tension, because there was talk, there was hearsay, there was innuendo that somebody said this and somebody said that. Shaka Zulu asked uMzilikazi kaMatshobana to say, can you please engage the Ndwandwe nation once again? And when they had asked for that engagement to happen, Shaka Zulu gave uMzilikazi kaMatshobana a regiment of elderly men. He gave him a regiment of elderly men, with the hope that in battle, the regiment of elderly men would be wiped out. And in the same vein, uMzilikazi kaMatshobana would be wiped out. But because of the skill and the knowledge of warfare, uMzilikazi kaMatshobana held his own. Old men beat young men in war. They used war tactics that were too advanced. At the end of that battle, when they were victorious and they had taken all the bounty, the elderly men said to uMzilikazi kaMatshobana, did you see what happened? uMzilikazi kaMatshobana, did you take note? To hand the bounty over to Shaka Zulu, who has just tried to assassinate you. The year was 1823. 1823. It is the year that uMzilikazi kaMatshobana said, enough is enough. I'm getting the people together. We are leaving Shaka Zulu. We are leaving KwaZulu-Natal. We are making our own way within this region. It would take uMzilikazi kaMatshobana until 1840 to arrive where we are now today. But in that process, he was building a nation. They set off as a small group. By the time when they passed the river Limpopo, they were a nation of nations. We are not just one nation, we are not just one people. We are a nation that's been gathered up all the way from KwaZulu-Natal, right the way up until they arrived at the mountain. But in that journey, it is a journey full of excitement. It is a journey that would rival the advance of Excalibur itself. It is full of mystery, it is full of intrigue, it is full of all sorts of things that define a people. And so it was that they crossed over and came to where we are right now in southern Zimbabwe, Bekusindwe. But when they crossed the Limpopo, because they've been given direction to say, go due north, you will find a flat-topped mountain. They were looking for that specifically. They were not aimlessly wandering. So when uMzilikazi kaMatshobana passed the river Limpopo, he broke his nation in two. One of them went out with his warriors, due west, into modern-day Botswana. From modern-day Botswana, they went further up into modern-day Zambia. The other half was led by his big chief, Ndwele, my great-great-grandfather. It went direct, and it took with it the women, the children, the livestock, the wealth, and 5 or 6 regiments. They arrived first at the mountain. And when they found the mountain, they settled down there. But the king was busy looking for the mountain in Botswana and Zambia and elsewhere. It would take him a year before he found his way back to the mountain. When he arrived at the mountain, tragedy. Tragedy. In the year of his absence, Ndwele and the other chiefs had enthroned his son, Nkulumane. They had enthroned Nkulumane because there was the festival of the harvest in owala, the festival of the harvest coming. And they could not celebrate that harvest without a reigning monarch, without a king. That was the pressure. Why they had to enthrone uMzilikazi's son, Nkulumane, on the throne. He got all his chiefs together on top of the mountain and said to them, how can one sun rise when another sun has not set? How can one sun rise when another sun has not set? And with those words, he asked them to remove his son and send his son back to KwaZulu-Natal. He didn't get there. He stopped at Rustenburg where he spent out his days in Rustenburg, northern part of South Africa. But uMzilikazi kaMatshobana had come to the home. That is where the Ndebele nation is. It is a mixture of people. It is a mixture of nations. Our history is deep. Our history is full of intrigue. It is a living nation. It is an honorable nation. It is a nation that I see here before me, whereby, like eagles, you've been blown thousands of miles from home. And you've been welcomed where you've been settled. You have found a nest where you've been settled. That is good. That is well. We will join again. And those new families that you formed are part of us. We are one and the same. And so I'm hoping that indeed I do come back to see you. We get opportunities in times to come by whereby I can delve more deeply into your heritage, into your culture, into your identity, into what defines you, no matter where you are, so that you are able to face the modern age, so that you can hold your head up high in the modern age and be useful to everyone. I end my speech to you by bringing you news which you've heard, but I need to say it anyway to you, about the passing away of an elderly man. The passing away of an elderly chief. A chief who I worked with very closely for many years. I speak of Odlwayo. I speak of Maduna. I speak of uMgubho. I speak of uNkonje. I speak of lo ogoqa insimbi ngomlenze, abanye begoqa ngomlilo. I speak of lo odla ngomkhonto, amazinyo ekhona. I speak of uMahlaba eThwala. I speak of uMahlaba eThwala, uNkonje. He passed away, and that is something that I have to say to you so that you understand. But also, in the same breath, KwaZulu Natal, we saw what we should not have seen. KwaZulu Natal, we heard what we should not have heard. KwaZulu Natal, we heard the wailings and the crying that we should not have heard. KwaZulu Natal, the child of the nation, the child of the nation. Kujatshulwe announced that the king, isilo samazulu, ubhejana ophume esikubwini, had passed away. We should not have heard such news. We should have not heard such news. It was painful to hear such news. And within 1 month, weNkosi, the main wife, was regent of the Zulu nation. uMadlamini. She had been put on the throne of the Zulu nation to be regent, to rule over the nation within that 1 month. And within that 1 month, once again, the